Most English learners are making one mistake that is silently stealing years from their fluency. And here's the surprising truth. The fastest way to speak English fluently is not speaking at all. It's listening. If you ignore this, you could spend the next 5 years memorizing grammar rules, yet still freeze in real conversations. You might miss job opportunities because you can't follow an interview. You might sit silently in meetings, pretending to understand. You might even avoid talking to new people, not because you don't want to, but because your ears are not ready. Have you ever felt that frustration? Type yes in the comments if you have. I want to know I'm not alone. But if you master this one skill, you can improve English listening, speak with confidence in a fraction of the time, enjoy real conversations, and feel at home in the English-speaking world. In the next few minutes, I'll show you exactly why listening is your English superpower. And I'll share one simple English listening practice technique that can make you sound more fluent in just 7 days. Keep listening for that. You will not want to miss it. Now picture this. You're sitting on a quiet train. The morning sun slides across the window, painting the seats with gold. The gentle hum of the wheels is like a steady heartbeat in the background. Then you hear voices speaking in English nearby. At first, it's just a wave of sound, a warm stream flowing into your ears. Your heart beats a little faster. You catch one word you know, then a phrase, then a small joke that makes them laugh. You don't understand every sentence, but you feel something powerful. You are connected to their world without saying a single word. That is the magic of learning English faster through listening. By the end of this episode, you will know exactly how to turn everyday moments into powerful English listening practice. You will understand why listening is not just a skill. It is the doorway to every other English skill you will ever need. Before you spoke your first word in your own language, you listened. You listened to voices. You listened to the rise and fall of sentences. You listened to the rhythm of speech and the music of meaning. Your brain absorbed these patterns without effort, like a sponge soaking in warm water. The same process can happen again with English. No matter your age, no matter where you live. When you make listening your daily habit, something remarkable begins to happen. Your ears start to recognize sounds you never noticed before. Your mind predicts the next word in a sentence. You catch phrases as a whole, not just single words. You even begin to think in English without translating. And remember, in Section 7, I will reveal the most surprising benefit of listening, one that even advanced learners don't know. Could completely change how you hear English forever. Let me take you inside the story of Mai. Mai is from Vietnam. For most of her life, she believed one thing. I will never understand spoken English. She could read well enough. She could write short messages. But when English entered her ears, on TV, in a movie, or in a conversation, it felt like trying to catch leaves in a storm. The words flew past too quickly. She would focus on one word, miss the next 4, and give up in frustration. What's at stake? If Mai had stopped there, she would still be avoiding English today. Many learners quit at this exact point, right before their brain starts adapting. Do not let that be you. One quiet evening, something changed. Mai was scrolling through her phone when she found an English podcast. The host's voice was calm. Pace was gentle. The topic was something she loved: gardening. Out of curiosity, she pressed play while watering her plants. At first, she only caught a few familiar words. Soil, water, flowers. She did not stop the audio. She did not run for a dictionary. She simply let the sound flow through her, like sunlight warming her garden. The next day, she listened again, this time while cooking dinner. The same voice, the same topic, but something was different. She started to notice the rise and fall of the speaker's sentences. She heard pauses before important ideas. She began guessing the meaning from the way words connected, instead of panicking over every unknown word. 1 week later, she had her first breakthrough. Mai was sitting in a cafe when 2 tourists sat nearby. They began talking about the plants on the table, lavender and rosemary. The words jumped out at her like old friends. She followed their conversation quietly, smiling to herself. She had not understood every single word, but she had understood enough to feel connected. That spark changed everything. 3 months later, Mai could follow her favorite English podcasts without subtitles. She could watch cooking videos in English and actually enjoy them. She even started chatting, briefly but confidently, with travelers visiting her town. The fear that once held her back had turned into curiosity. She realized listening was not a test she could fail. It was a bridge to understanding and connection. And every day she listened, that bridge grew stronger. Have you ever had a "my moment" when you suddenly understood something in English that you could not before? Type "yes" in the comments. I want to celebrate that win with you. Her story is not unique. Many learners think they need to speak more to improve, but in reality, listening is the quiet engine that powers all other skills. It builds your vocabulary. It tunes your ear to the rhythm of real English. Prepares your brain to speak naturally. In the next section, I will show you exactly how this works. How listening actually reshapes your brain to process English faster, easier, and with more confidence. And remember that surprising benefit I promised earlier. It is coming in section 7, so stay with me. Have you ever watched a musician before a concert? They close their eyes. They pluck a single string. They listen carefully. They make a tiny adjustment. And try again until the sound is perfect. Your brain does the same thing when you practice English listening. Every time you listen, you are tuning your mind to a new language. And just like music, the more you tune, the more beautiful and natural the melody of English becomes inside your head. Here is the magic. When you listen regularly, your brain builds an internal library of sounds. English has its own rhythm, its own music. Some words are stressed, others are softer. Certain sounds connect in ways your first language might never do. First, it feels strange, like hearing a song in a completely new style. But over time, your brain begins to recognize these patterns automatically. You start to notice details you missed before. How going to often becomes gonna in natural speech. How did you blends into didya. How some words almost disappear while others get extra emphasis. These are not just small quirks. They are the fingerprints of authentic spoken English. And once your ear learns them, understanding becomes faster and less tiring. Listening also turns you into a language predictor. Think about a chess master. They can often guess the next move before it happens. A trained listener can do the same in English. When you hear, "if I had more time," your brain is already expecting, "I would travel," or "I would read more books." You stop processing every word from scratch. Instead, you follow the flow naturally. Scientists call this neural adaptation. It means your brain's listening circuits are physically rewiring themselves to handle English more efficiently. What's at stake? Without daily listening, your brain never gets this upgrade. Conversations will keep feeling like a puzzle you cannot finish. But with regular listening, those puzzle pieces start to fall into place almost by themselves. And here is a secret bonus. Listening is not just training your ears. It is secretly training your mouth. Even before you speak a single word, your brain is memorizing pronunciation patterns, intonation, and rhythm. So when the moment comes to speak, your mouth can produce the sounds more accurately, because you have been hearing them in their correct form over and over again. Think of every English podcast, every YouTube video, every conversation you listen to as a workout for your brain. You might not see the muscle growth immediately, But with each repetition you are getting stronger. And one day, without even noticing the exact moment, you will realize you can follow English conversations that once felt impossible. And remember, later in this episode, I will share one listening technique that can completely transform your speaking confidence in just 1 week. Imagine you are watching a cooking video in English. The chef holds up a small green leaf and says slowly, "Now, we add some mint for a fresh flavor." In that single moment, something powerful happens. You see the mint. You hear the word mint. You can almost smell its freshness in your mind. That word is no longer just letters on a page. It is alive. This is the magic of learning vocabulary through listening in context. When you hear a new word inside a real situation, a story, a conversation, a tutorial, you get so much more than just the meaning. You get the sound, the tone, the way it's used, and the emotional connection to that moment. Think about it. You did not learn your first language by memorizing long lists. You learned apple because someone showed you an apple, said the word, and let you taste it. Listening in English works the same way. It mirrors how your brain naturally learns best. Listening gives you 2 big advantages over memorization alone. First, you remember words longer. When you hear sunset, while someone describes a golden sky fading into deep purple, you are storing more than a sound. You are storing a picture, a feeling, a memory. Second, you learn how the word behaves. You do not just learn sunset. You learn watch the sunset, a beautiful sunset, sunset over the mountains. These natural word partnerships, called collocations, are the secret to sounding fluent. And here is the best part. When you make listening a daily habit, you will meet the same useful words again and again, in different situations. For example, you hear brave in a movie scene where a hero faces danger. You hear brave again in a podcast about someone changing careers. You hear brave in a song about love. Each time, the meaning becomes stronger, until one day, brave feels like an old friend you can use instantly when you speak. If a word has ever stuck in your head because you heard it in a story, type that word in the comments. Let us see how words come alive through listening. To make this even more powerful, be an active listener. Keep a small notebook or a notes app on your phone. When a word catches your ear, write it down with the exact sentence you heard. Later, listen to the same clip again or find another audio with that word. Each new encounter strengthens the memory, until the word is yours forever. Many learners say, "I want a bigger vocabulary." They think the answer is to study harder. But the truth is, you can grow your vocabulary naturally, enjoyably, and in a way that sticks, simply by listening more. So choose content you love. Listen to a podcast about your hobby. Watch interviews with your favorite actors. Play songs that make you feel something. Every time you listen, you are not just hearing words. You are building a living, breathing English vocabulary that you can actually use in real life. And in the next section, we will see how this same listening habit not only fills your mind with words, but also shapes the way those words come out of your mouth, making your pronunciation more natural and your speaking more confident than you ever imagined. Think back to the first time you sang along to a song you loved. You did not study the lyrics in a notebook. You listened. You felt the rhythm. And slowly, your voice began to match the music. That is exactly how listening transforms your pronunciation and speaking in English, without you even realizing it. When you listen closely to natural real-life English, you are not just training your ears. You are secretly training your mouth. Your brain is storing the exact way native speakers shape their words, how their voices rise and fall, and how sounds connect and blend together. Later, when you speak, your mouth recalls those patterns automatically. It is like having a private pronunciation coach living in your head, guiding your tongue, your lips, and even your breathing. One of the most powerful ways to speed this up is called shadowing. Imagine walking just one step behind someone, matching every movement perfectly. In shadowing, you play a short English audio clip, maybe from a podcast, an interview, or a movie, and you speak along at the exact same time. You match the timing. You match the emotion. You match the melody of the speaker's voice. First, it feels awkward. Your tongue stumbles. You fall behind. But if you keep going, something amazing happens. Your speech starts to flow like music. Words connect naturally. Sentences feel smoother. And suddenly you sound more confident. Because you are copying the real rhythm of English, not a robotic textbook version. Listening also trains you to hear the secret shortcuts in real conversation. How want to becomes wanna. How did you becomes didya. How certain words are emphasized while others fade away. These small details are what make English sound alive. And when you use them, you do not just speak English. You live it. If you have ever tried shadowing before, tell me in the comments what sentence or phrase you enjoyed repeating the most. If you have not tried it yet, write "I will shadow" so I know you are ready to start. There is another hidden superpower here. Listening reduces hesitation. Think about the last time you froze mid-sentence, searching for the right word. When you have heard hundreds of real examples of that exact idea, you do not need to pause and translate. You already have the phrase ready in your memory. And here is the truth, you do not need hours every day. Even just 5 focused minutes of listening and shadowing can make a visible difference in how you sound. Play a short podcast while making breakfast. Watch a quick interview on your lunch break and repeat a few lines out loud. Record yourself, then compare it to the original speaker. Every time you do this, you are narrowing the gap between what you hear and what you say. And in the next section, I will give you a simple, step-by-step daily listening plan you can start today, no matter how busy you are. Once you follow it, your listening practice will run on autopilot, and your English will grow without stress. Knowing that listening can transform your English is powerful. But living it every single day is where the real change happens. Here is the good news. You do not need hours of study. You do not need expensive courses. And you do not need a perfect schedule. You can improve your listening in the small pockets of time you already have. Let me show you how. Step 1. Start your morning in English. The very first sounds your brain hears each day set the tone for the hours ahead. So before you touch your phone or scroll social media, give your brain English. While brushing your teeth or making coffee, play a short podcast or a gentle song in English. It only takes 5 minutes, but it wakes up your listening skills like the sun warming the earth. If you will try this tomorrow morning, type "Morning English" in the comments so I know you are in. Step 2. Turn your commute into a listening gym. Whether you are walking, driving, or taking the bus, your commute is not wasted time. It is training time. Choose content you enjoy. A short news update, an audiobook chapter, or a friendly conversation show. First, listen for the main idea. Then, replay it and pay attention to details. How the speaker connects words, where they pause, how their tone rises and falls. This double pass sharpens both your understanding and your speaking instinct. Step 3. Use life's micro moments. We all have hidden minutes. Waiting in line, waiting for the kettle to boil, folding clothes. These are perfect for short bursts of listening. Pick a short clip. Listen once without subtitles to catch the rhythm. Then listen again with subtitles or a transcript to fill in the gaps. This quick contrast trains your ear faster than you expect. Step 4. Create a listening corner at home. Pick one comfortable spot in your home, a chair, a desk, even your favorite spot on the couch, and make it your English listening zone. Each time you sit there, you focus on listening. Choose content to match your mood. Calm meditation when you need peace. Cooking show when you are making dinner. An inspiring interview when you want motivation. The more you connect English to moments you enjoy, the easier it becomes to stick with it. Step 5. The 7-day listening plan. Monday, short podcast in the morning, replay at night for detail. Tuesday, watch a 5 to 10 minute video, shadow 2 sentences you like. Wednesday, listen to a song, read the lyrics, sing along. Thursday, play a news update, write down 3 new words in context. Friday, revisit a clip from earlier in the week, focus on pronunciation. Saturday, watch a movie scene, repeat your favorite lines. Sunday, review your notes and celebrate your progress. The goal is not perfection, it is consistency. Think of your listening habit like a plant. A little water every day makes it grow strong. When you listen daily and enjoy the process, your brain adapts naturally. And here is what happens. You understand faster. You speak with more confidence. And you feel more connected to English than ever before. In the next section, I will show you the 4 biggest listening challenges that make learners quit, and exactly how to break through them. One of these challenges is so common that even advanced learners face it, and solving it could change the way you hear English forever. Before we go to the final part, let us talk about something real. Every English learner, no matter how smart or motivated, will face listening challenges. It is normal. It happens to everyone. Sometimes you press play on a podcast or a video, and after a few seconds your brain feels lost. You catch 1 or 2 words. The rest disappears, like water slipping through your fingers. That is the moment when many people want to give up. But I am telling you, this is not the moment to stop. This is the moment to understand what is happening and fix it. Challenge 1. They speak too fast. It often feels like native speakers are racing. But speed is not always the real problem. The real problem is that your ears are not used to the way English connects words and changes sounds. The solution: slow the audio down to 75% speed, or even 60% if you need to. Listen once for the main idea. Then listen again and notice how words link together, where the speaker pauses, and which words get extra stress. With practice, what feels too fast today will feel natural in the future. Challenge 2. I know the words but not the meaning. You might recognize the words, but the whole sentence still feels unclear. This happens when you focus too much on single words and lose the big picture. The solution: listen for ideas, not just words. Ask yourself, who is speaking? What are they doing? Where are they? Why are they saying this? These questions keep you inside the story so you understand more, even when you miss a few words. Challenge 3. I forget new words. Hearing a new word once is like meeting someone for the first time. You will forget their name if you never meet them again. The solution: write down the new word with the exact sentence you heard. Listen to the same clip again later that day. Then find that word in another podcast, video, or song. By the 3rd time, it will feel like a friend you can remember and use anytime. Challenge 4. I feel discouraged when I miss too much. This is completely normal. Even native speakers sometimes struggle with new accents or topics. The solution: change the way you think. Do not treat listening like an exam. Treat it like a treasure hunt. If you find 2 new words or 1 clear sentence, that is still a win. Every small win is proof that you are improving. Type in the comments which challenge you face most: speed, meaning, memory, or motivation, and I will give you a personal tip to beat it. Listening is not a race. It is like planting seeds. You water them every day. You wait. And one day, without noticing exactly when, you will understand conversations that used to feel impossible. That moment will feel like magic. In the next and final part, I will give you a simple daily plan and a mindset shift that will turn listening into your unstoppable superpower, so you can keep improving for life. We have come to the end of this journey together. From the very first moment, we discovered that listening is not just another English skill. It is the foundation that supports everything else. We saw how it shapes your brain, grows your vocabulary naturally, improves your pronunciation, and makes speaking feel more confident. You learned the practical daily habits that fit into any schedule. You faced the 4 biggest listening challenges and found the solutions to each one. And now, you know exactly what to do next. So here is my question for you. 6 months from now, where will you be? Will you still feel lost when someone speaks English quickly? Or will you smile, follow every sentence, and feel the joy of truly understanding? Close your eyes for a second and imagine this. It is a quiet morning. You put on your headphones. You press play on your favorite English podcast. You understand the jokes. You follow the stories. And when you speak, the words flow easily, because you have been training your ears and your mind every single day. That future is not a dream. It is a choice. And that choice begins now. Your challenge for today. Pick one English podcast, YouTube video, or song. Listen to it twice. First for the general meaning, then for the details. New words, pronunciation, rhythm. Then write one of those new words in the comments. When you do, you are not just learning, you are joining our listening superpower community, where we grow together one word at a time. If Mike could go from feeling lost to following conversations with confidence, you can too. It starts with one decision: to listen more every single day. And if this episode helped you, do 3 things right now. 1. Click like so more learners can discover this and change their English journey. 2. Subscribe to EnglishStoryHub so you never miss a new story, listening practice, or powerful tip. 3. Share this with a friend who wants to improve their listening. You could be the reason they finally succeed. Remember, do not study harder, listen smarter. Every time you listen, you are building your confidence, your fluency, and your connection to the English-speaking world. Keep listening, keep learning, and I will see you in the next episode, where you will already be one step closer to speaking English naturally, clearly, and without fear.